it was inevitable that at least a few Soros operatives would be in the audience. Give my regards to George. Say hi to George. They're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships for the death of the president and me. I might go to Mars, but that will be part of America. I mean, it was inevitable that at least a few Soros operatives would be in the audience. Give my regards to George. Say hi to George for me. There is a massive amount of corruption, but it is circuitous. So what happens is there's money that, obviously it's your taxpayer money, that is then sent to various government organizations who then send it to NGOs, which an NGO is a non-governmental organization, but obviously if it's a government-funded non-governmental organization, it's just an organization, it's just a government. And effectively there's a giant fraud loophole, which is that the government can send money to an NGO that is then no longer governed by the laws of the United States. So they'll send the money overseas to one NGO, then they'll go through a bunch of them, and then I'm highly confident that a bunch of that money then comes back to the United States and lands in the pockets of the people you just mentioned. But it is a circuitous route. It's not like it doesn't go directly, but let's just say that there's a lot of strangely wealthy members of Congress where I'm trying to connect the dots of how did they become rich while how'd they get 20 million if they're earning 200,000 a year? It sounds, nobody can explain that. They're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships and calling for the death of the president and me. I'm like, guys, this is insane. Like they're gone psycho. I mean, it's really like, I totally understand if somebody doesn't want to buy a product. Yeah, it's up to you. It's a free country, but you don't have to burn it down. Okay, but much. That's somebody else's car. Leave it alone. If the ship of America sinks, we all sink with it. This is something that I try to tell people in the sort of commercial sector that, like, you're not gonna, your company's not gonna make it if the ship of America sinks. So we all gotta work together here to make sure it does not. Right, exactly. I don't think we can run off to some other country and be okay. It's America. I will die in America. I'm not going anywhere. So,
I will too.
I mean, I might go to Mars, but that will be part of America. And the Fed. Yeah. I don't know. I always wanted to say that, but I mean, I think there's like 20,000 people that work at the Fed. Seems pretty high. It's like there's a lot of people that work at the Fed, and it seems like, why do we have so many people at the Fed, and what do they do? And sometimes I wonder which one would win. The federal for interest rates, the board of the Federal Reserve, or a Magic 8 Ball. And I'm like, I think the Magic 8 Ball might win, So then I'm like, well, Magic 8 Ball is a lot cheaper. It's like you shake it, it says, check back again later. I'm like, okay. Same thing. But I think what really matters is that government spending is not far in excess of government revenue. That's a fundamental issue that we have, where we have a deficit of $2 trillion, and we have interest payments that now exceed the entire budget of the military. In fact, that was a big wake-up call for me, was when the amount of money that we pay in national debt interest exceeded the Defense Department budget. I'm like, Defense Department budget is very big, and interest is higher than that and climbing. That's a disaster. So the very simple, straightforward goal of the Doge team is to get rid of waste and fraud. It's mostly waste. Or depending on how, I'd say it's probably 80% waste, 20% fraud, something like that.